Hi, it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my 11th update for Clue Special Panning Edition Round 3. I created this Pantastic Ladies project based on the board game Clue. You have the same 6 suspects, 6 weapons, and 9 rooms from the game, and the movie, of course. At any given point in time, you can be working on up to 3 from each of those categories. You pick the item that goes with the prompt, you roll a pair of dice, and that tells you how many times you need to use it. Once you've gotten your uses on suspects, weapons, and rooms, you put those things together into a 3-part guess, and if you are wrong about who killed Mr. Body with what and where, then I will eliminate one of those things for you. There are a few people who have managed to do just that. The first is Ginger, and I owe Ginger an apology because she won before I filmed last month, and her name was in my notes, but when I was editing, I realized that I did not recognize her. So sorry about that, Ginger. She did, in fact, win in April. Also in April, Mai and Anastasia won as well, but that was after I filmed. There have been no winners yet in May. I'm filming this on May 5th. We could still get some this month. I have not yet solved my mystery. I am still working on my investigation, and that does include 2 suspects. The first is Professor Plum, and he's represented by something purple. This is a purple lip crayon of unknown origin. I just know that it is purple. My goal was to use it 7 times, and at the last update I had 2 uses. I did get the other 5, so this is a goal met. I did manage to wear it 5 times in the last month. It is not today. That is something very different on my lips. I still don't mind using it. It applies pretty sheer, so it's pretty wearable. It goes pretty well with certain looks, so I don't mind continuing to own it. Next is Miss Scarlet. She's represented by something red. This is my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Hot Cherry. The dice were not very nice to me last month, and they told me I needed to use this 11 times. So far I've used it twice. So not a whole lot. I'm not as concerned about Miss Scarlet. I'm very suspicious of Professor Plum, but I still don't want to forget about her, so I would like to get more than 2 uses within the next month. I actually did not have any weapons rolled into this project because I had met goal on my remaining ones, so I didn't need to. I did, however, have 3 rooms. The first is the hall, and that is represented by something that made a good first impression. This is my Lord & Berry Silk Casual Kohl Liner in the shade White. The dice told me I had to use it 7 times. At the last update I had 4 uses, and I did get the other 3. I actually ended up with a total of 9 uses. So I got some good use out of it. I still love it. It works great, and it is now a goal met so I can guess the haul again. Last month I brought in the billiard room. That is something that you could keep in your pocket. I had some REM blotting papers. My goal was to use those 7 times. I no longer have them. It turned out that there were exactly 8 sheets left, so I did get my 7 and then used the last ones, so they're gone and I don't have the packaging anymore. It was meant to be reusable, but it doesn't look like you can get the inserts anymore. So I didn't see a point in keeping it, and I forgot to keep it to show you the empty thing. But I did meet my goal in the billiard room as well, so that is also a possible guess that I could have in the future. My last room was the kitchen, and that is something that needs cleaned all the time. This is my Ace Beauté Serenity palette. It shows dirt a lot because it is black, and the dice just told me to use this 3 times. I did get those 3 uses. I did an orange look once. The other 2 were pretty neutral, but I did get all 3. So there's what it looks like now, and the kitchen can also be guessed. So in summary, I did meet goal on 1 suspect, Professor Plum. In the past, I have met goal on 2 weapons, the revolver and the knife. And then for the rooms, I previously met goal on the conservatory and the ballroom. I have also just reported that I have met goal on the hall, the billiard room, and the kitchen. So that is 1 suspect, 2 weapons, and 5 rooms. With 1 suspect, I was able to make 1 guess. Taru of Cruelty Free Panner is keeping my solution a secret for me so that I am able to play. So I asked Taru if it could have been Professor Plum with the revolver in the conservatory. And Taru told me that it was not in the conservatory, so I can check that room off. Since I still don't know what happened to Mr. Body, I am going to keep playing, and so we're first looking at my suspects. I did already eliminate 4 of them. I'm still working on Miss Scarlet, and that means that Professor Plum is just coming right back. He is still something purple, and I'm still going to be using this purple lip crayon of unknown identity. I rolled my dice, and they gave me a 2, so that's really easy. I will have 2 uses on this for next time, and I will be able to make another guess with Professor Plum, and I love that news because I have guessed Professor Plum 5 times, and he has not been eliminated. So I think it was him, but we might find out next time for sure. Then there's the weapons. I met goal on the knife a few months ago, but I did just get the revolver, and it was not eliminated, so it's coming right back. The revolver is a whole collection roulette, And several months ago, whenever I did my roulette, I got a sample of the Tula Skincare Bedtime Bright. This is a product that you put over the rest of your nighttime skincare and helps lock it in, is the idea. And I rolled my dice and I got an 11. For a skincare product, that's really not that hard. I am currently at that yellow line, so I'm going to use this 11 more times. I don't think that'll finish it, but we'll see how much further I get. I'm sure I can do that in a month too, since I would be using this every night for 11 nights in a row. For the rooms, I actually don't need to roll anything in. There are 4 possible rooms, but I've met goal on all of them already, so I'm only going to be working on 3 products for the next month. Next time, I will easily have one guess since I have such a low goal for Professor Plum, and I'm hoping to be able to make up some slack in Miss Scarlet then as well. Even though I don't really think it was her at this point, having her can give me an extra guess, and I can eliminate a weapon or a room potentially, which would help me figure out what really happened. By the time this goes up, Clue Round 4 should be posted in the Pantastic Ladies group. So you should be able to look at that there. Just because I haven't solved my Round 3 doesn't mean that Round 4 isn't starting. I will just have both of them going at the same time, and that applies for everyone else too. If you have not solved your Round 3, or your Round 2, or your Round 1, that does not affect whether or not you can play Round 4. So with that, wish me luck, good luck with your projects, and I will see you next month. Bye!